Assalamualaikum all my dear students of class 8. Dear students, I hope you know that we have completed the syllabus of your post midterm exam year and midterm exam, the syllabus which is completed recently. First of all, we will go with the revision. You know that your midterm exams for your class 8 is going to be conducted very soon and we need to go for the revision. So let us start with the revision. Dear students, in the revision we are going to do the various questions like first of all we will see with the fill in the blanks. Okay, fill in the blanks. Dear students, fill in the blanks. Each of the blank can carry 0.5 marks. Is it clear? Next we are going to do with answer in short. Question answers will be there. So answer in short that will be given to you. It may be of 1 marks, it may be of 2 marks. Then last we are going to have the question answers in detail. That is the brief questions, and for that you may be awarded with the 3 marks or 4 marks. So depending on the weightage of the marks you have to write down your answers, right? So let us start with the revision. We are starting first of all with fill in the blanks. Okay. Number 1. Rayon is also known as. Rayon is also known as. What is the another name of rayon? Which are, there are certain properties which is resembling with one of the natural fiber, and we have studied that as that fiber is very costly, scientists have tried to prepare the another fiber which is resembling with the natural fiber, and that natural fiber is silk, right? So what will be the name of the rayon? Rayon is known as artificial silk. Rayon is known as artificial silk. So remember this because these fill-ups are very important and this question is mostly repeated many a times. Okay. Second fill-up. Polymer is made up of small repeating unit called DAS. Polymer is made up of small repeating unit. Now if you remember when we started the chapter, we say that when we are taking number of bits, we can form the long chain of the bits, right? And we can prepare the netlist. So when we are repeating one particular bits number of times, okay, so we also call this bits as one particular name is given to it. What is that name? We call that as a monomer. We call it as a monomer. Monomer is also called repeating unit, which is repeated number of times and you are getting one long chain, and we call it as a polymer. So polymers are made up of the small repeating units known as monomers. Here the bits are the monomers. Remember this? Okay. Full form of PET. Now if you remember we studied about the plastics in the chapter, and we say that there is a special type of the plastic from which we are preparing the number of materials. We are preparing the bottles, we are preparing the certain toys, we are preparing number of the plastic products. And in plastic also you know that variety of the different products are available. So depending on that we also know that there are variety of the plastics. So full form of PET, that is polyethylene terephthalate. Polyethylene terephthalate. Is it clear? So that is the name of the particular plastic and from which we are preparing number of the articles. Fourth fill in the blanks. Plastic used in coating of non-stick cookware is, now dear student, when we are using the non-stick cookwares, our material, whichever we are cooking in that, even if it burns, even if it is burning, it will be not stuck to the bottom of your utensil. It is not going to stuck inside over there. So what is the reason? Certain kind of the cookwares are coated with the very special plastic. So what is the name of that plastic which is used? The name of that plastic is Teflon. Teflon is a type of the plastic which is used in non-stick cookwares. So you know that oil and water and even the material whichever you are cooking is not going to stuck with that particular layer, and that is a specialty of that cookwares and we are using it, and that is called Teflon. And dear student, this particular Teflon preparation will be taught you in the higher classes, so it is very important just now to remember its use. Next, if we talk about oxide of magnesium is gas in nature. Now dear student, this is little bit twisted and you have to understand first of all that what the question is asked. Okay, oxide of magnesium. So what is happening first of all? Magnesium. You are coming across first time with the symbols over here. So let me tell you, symbol of magnesium is Mg. Okay, Mg is when prepared with the oxide, means when it is burning, it is reacting with the oxygen. I hope you studied the combustion definition, that in combustion is a chemical process in which substance reacts with oxygen and produces the energy. Right? So same it is happening over here. Magnesium is reacting with oxygen and preparing MgO. That is your magnesium oxide. MgO is your magnesium oxide, means oxide of magnesium. This gas in nature. Gas in nature means when we say nature, it can be either acidic, basic or neutral. So if we want to find out the nature of magnesium oxide, what we have to do? We have to treat this with water. What is the formula of water? H2O. So when we are treating water over here, we are able to get MgOH twice. This is MgOH twice is the basic material. It is a basic material. It is basic in nature. What do you understand by base? We are having acid, we are having base, and we are having neutral substances. So acids are having H plus ions, bases are having OH minus ions. So we are able to see we are having OH over here, and that is why it is basic in nature. So your answer is basic. Your answer is basic in nature. Similarly, we are asking that oxide of sulfur is gas in nature. Now you have to understand that oxide of magnesium, magnesium is a metal. Magnesium is a metal. So oxide of any metal is acidic in nature. You can take any metal. You can take sodium, you can take magnesium, you can take calcium. You can go for taking any particular metal, and if you prepare its oxide, if there is an oxide of the metal, it will be always basic in nature. Similarly, when you take non-metal, sulfur is non-metal. Sulfur is non-metal. So whenever you take any non-metal, now let us see the reaction. Sulfur plus oxygen, that is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide. And when sulfur dioxide is reacting with water, or you can say when you drop the water, when the sulfur dioxide is there, it comes to give H2SO4. H2SO4. H2SO4 is what? You have studied in class 7. H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Now as the name itself is acid, means what will be the nature? Acidic nature. It will be acidic in nature. So metallic oxides basic in nature. Non-metallic oxides acidic in nature. This is very important, dear student, because this concept will be there in your class 9th also and in 10th also, even in the higher classes. So you have to remember this from very beginning, that metal oxides acidic in basic in nature, non-metallic oxide acidic in nature. One more important thing. Do you know we have studied the acid rain. So what is acid rain actually? What happens over there? When you are combusting the materials, and when sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, these are going in the atmosphere and combining with the oxygen. Because of the combustion, when combining with the oxygen, they are forming carbonates, sulfates, SO4, and they are also able to prepare the other type of the oxides, nitrogen oxides. So when these oxides are combined with the water, you know when there is a rainfall, the water is combined over there, and when it is coming down as a acids. that particular as a acid rain. Okay, I hope whatever we have done till now it is clear. Next one, artificial wool. Now dear students, as we have silk resemblance material, जैसे silk का एक resemblance material है आपका rayon, वैसे ही हम जो woolen clothes use करते हैं now in the winter. Very soon we all are going to use these sweaters, we are going to use these shawls, we are going to use the blankets, right? So we say that we are using the woolen materials, sorry. So actually we are using the artificial wool. And what is the name of that artificial wool? Acrylic. We are using actually acrylic. And let me tell you, we can also use the woolen materials, and those are little bit expensive compared to the acrylic, because acrylic is made up from the chemical substances. So it will be little bit cheaper compared to the natural wool. Remember this. Okay, next. The sulfurous acid turns blue litmus paper desk. Now you know we are having two litmus papers. First and second. First is red, another one is blue. So whenever we are taking the litmus paper helps us to find out the nature of your material, that whether it is acid, whether it is base, or whether it is neutral. So if you are taking the sulfurous acid, which color litmus paper you have to take? First of all, if we take the red litmus paper and if we dip it, there will be no color change. But if we take blue litmus paper, as it is said, blue litmus paper will be turning to red. So here you have to write down your answer. Red. Blue litmus paper will be turning red. Acha, opposite of that we are going to see over here. Opposite of your acid, if we talk about base, suppose if I am taking base and a OH, what will happen? Red litmus paper will turn into blue. Blue color for base. You have to remember very simple concept. See, base when we say, so you have to remember this letter. B for base, B for blue, and B for basic. It is very simple to remember. And once you remember the one color, the another will be oppositely understood. That red is for acid. Is it clear? And you know, sometimes we say that red is a type of the color, and we say that it is a sign of the danger. So remember that acids are having red color change and bases are having blue color change. So this is what you have to remember. Next one. Fossil fuels are. Now see, here you have to give the examples that which are the fossil fuels. So you already know that which are the fossil fuels. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas. So dear students, remember all these examples very properly. Let me just read the explanation so that if you want to write down, you can copy the same. Let us proceed with the next one. Process of separation of different constituents from the petroleum. Now see, petroleum is a crude material. It is a raw material from which we are obtaining number of the different substances, right? So when we are separating these components, when we are separating this material, what is that particular process called? The process is called refining. The process is called refining. Sometimes we can ask you in the 1 marks question also that what is refining. So you have to write down this complete statement. Process of separation of different constituents from petroleum is called refining. Okay. Next one from the pollution chapter. Ganga Action Plan was launched in the year. You have to remember in which year we have taken a step. We have taken one initiative to clean the river Ganga. So in which year it started? 1985. Remember, in 1985, the Ganga Action Plan was launched. Next, Bakelite is an example of best plastic. Very important, you know, we have studied that there is thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic, and we have seen the number of examples over there. So one of the example is given over here, and you are being asked that which plastic is this one. So Bakelite is an example of thermosetting plastic. Thermosetting plastic. So today, first of all, we have done with the 12 fill-ups with the blanks, and I have given you the answers over here, and please go throughout it, and if still you have any doubts, any queries, you can ask me in the comment section, and we will